Another former winner, Laurent Fignon, hasn't even finished a major tour since Greg LeMond beat him in this race 2 years ago. Notice Fignon's bike, and remember that when he lost to LeMond, Fignon was thought to be a step behind technologically. Now it seems he wants to be a step ahead, and at this press conference on Friday, Fignon showed off the new creation, evidence that engineering will be playing a big role in the Tour this year. The Prologue route is just over 3 miles long. The course begins on an avenue outside a large and very beautiful park. Once inside, the course uses the park's smooth, shady paths, great riding, speeds of over 31 miles an hour. The course exits the park through the monumental iron gate, and then it's back on city streets for the finish. Laurent Fignon in the start house for his 8th Tour de France, a prodigy of the Tour. He won the race the first 2 years he rode it. The time Fignon has to beat, currently held by another Frenchman, Francis Moreau. Lately, friction has developed between Fignon and his longtime coach and friend Sarah Guimard. They have announced that Fignon is leaving the team at the end of the year, probably to start his own team. Fignon, for his part, seems as happy and relaxed as I've ever seen him. Despite the new bike, Fignon, it appears, is not headed for a good time. Phil's call.
Fignon still drawing the applause of the crowd. The crowd here as he comes home. A little bit off the pace though. 6 minutes, 33.73 seconds. 46th place at the moment, with a lot of big names still to come.
Miguel Indurain in the start house. On paper, he's Delgado's teammate, but in reality, increasingly, he's a rival. Already on the course is another Spaniard, Melchior Mauri, the rising star of Spanish cycling.
And this is a superb piece of riding here by the winner of the Tour of Spain, a man who has shot to the top of the tree this year. And is he going to be a challenger for the Tour de France? And this is an excellent time for Melchior Mauri. 6:19.36, the second best time.
Through the gates, Miguel Indurain. If he gets a good start, Delgado may have to support him this year.
And Indurain beaten by Mauri in the Tour of Spain, now promising us all a good Tour de France. And I think this year we're going to see him, Paul, as the lead of the Benesto squad.
Well, he could well be, because there's a lot more time trialling in the Tour de France this year. That's an area where he excels. He's also a very good climber. He's fighting his way down the finishing straight now. He may well surprise us and come up with a good one for the time trial prologue.
Well, a lot of people are expecting him to win this one today. He rode well in it last year to finish 8th at Futuroscope. This has been a totally flat course here, though. And it's going to be right on the line, just a shaving over the top.
It's a good start for Indurain, who now stands in 3rd overall. Moreau still the leader, with Breukink and LeMond still to come. Later in the start house in Lyon, France. Marie, a teammate to Laurent Fignon, is also riding the team's new bike. A specialist in what Paul Sherwin calls riding in the red zone, Marie won the Prologue twice before, and he's also won 5 time trials prior to the Tour this year. Nicknamed the Viking, he's not a man for the mountains, and this may be his best chance to shine in the Tour.
Well, this is going to be a tremendous finish by Thierry Marie, trying for a hat-trick of Prologue time trial victories over the years. His first was back in 1986. He won last year in Futuroscope, and now he's going to get the best time again. On the line, 6:11.23. Thierry Marie is the new leader.
And he knows it. Looking at his watch, he was able to do with the new bike what Fignon could not. Eric Breukink, the Dutchman whose riding has been getting stronger and stronger, like some huge engine slowly building up power. Because of the nature of this year's route, Breukink, the best time trial man in the sport today, may prove the biggest threat to Greg LeMond.
Now Eric Breukink making the turn for home, and he is probably the rider who can match the time of Thierry Marie.
He's probably the only man left, unless Greg LeMond really pulls something out of the bag. He's there, 5:47 at the moment. It's going to be very difficult, I think, for him to do that.
His family makes bikes, and in turn, he himself seems made to ride. His style so smooth.
Well, he won 2 time trials last year, Eric Breukink, and he is a superb lone rider against the watch. It's going to be close, very close indeed, and it's going to be right on the line, whether he's in or out of the yellow jersey today. It's out, I'm afraid, but only just.
Marie's time, just too good for Breukink. Now the last man with a shot is the Tour's defending champion, Greg LeMond. LeMond starting last, as is traditional, and of course wearing the yellow jersey he won last year in Paris. Time to beat, 6:11:23. LeMond's bike made of carbon fiber, very light and strong. Boone Lennon, the man who made the unusual handlebars, which were a factor in Greg's '89 victory, and which have been refined for this race, told me something interesting about Greg the other day. After wind tunnel tests, he thinks that Greg himself may have a body ideally shaped for racing a bike. What you see here, in a word, is a natural, and he knows it.
And Greg LeMond's time is a good one, but I don't think, Paul, it's going to match Tilly Murray.
Well, it's a good time because he'll be well up with all the other favourites, but I think he's going to be outside that time. But it just goes to show Greg LeMond really can pull something out of the bag when he needs to, and he always seems to do when we come to the Tour de France.
LeMond in the last yards, very close to Breukink's time. No. Thierry Marie wins. Breukink is second, 2 seconds back. LeMond third, 3 seconds back. Marie, for riding in the red zone, will wear the yellow jersey. Claudio Chiappucci and Andy Hampton back in the standings, but underway in the Tour de France. Let's go to Phil Liggett for his special perspective on the prologue.
Time trialing in the Tour de France these days isn't quite like it used to be in the old days. Yet the same riders are winning the events because the best men always shine. Now you see, you have Greg LeMond 2 years ago introducing those strange handlebars and winning the Tour by 8 seconds. Within a year, everybody had followed suit. And the result in the opening prologue time trial were all the names we would have expected. So, when people say, would Eddie Merckx have been as good as Greg LeMond or vice versa, we'll never know the answer, because Eddie Merckx never had the equipment that Greg LeMond and Gianni Bugno and the rest of the Tour de France have today.